C'est toi. Ben ça y est, je l'ai mis en marche. Ben, il n'y a personne pour le moment, mais bientôt. Mais oui. If you're just joining me, hello. We're gonna do another tutorial today. Well, actually, I'll just be painting like a seascape, like a sand dune. We're gonna be using acrylics. So enjoy the show. Yeah, 2 days in a row, Cheryl. You see? That's why if you just hit the notification button, then you get to catch me like right on time. I'm going to be telling you in a second all the colors that I'm laying out for you. Thank you, Laura, for that compliment. I appreciate it. So I'm using the Tri-Arts acrylics. They're from Canada. Really, really nice paints. I really love them. They spread very well. And the colors are great. They have everything typical of your heavy bodies. They do, should I say, have a color shift, just like every other acrylic paint. The only acrylic paint that I know that doesn't shift in colors is the Winsor Newton Professional Artist colors. Those paints don't shift on you. They stay true. All right, so let me. How often do I post? Well, not very often. I mean, just seldom when it just comes to me. I try to do a little bit more for you guys as much as I can, but family, and we have a small house, and it's whenever it's convenient. So it's not always easy. It's not always easy. So this is what we're going to be painting today. Okay. Now, on the last video, I replayed the last video, and it sounded like my voice was muffled. Now, can any one of you guys tell me if my voice is muffled on this one? All right, so, all right, let me start on that. Okay, so here goes the picture again. All right, so I'm gonna have this. Let's start drawing. Pick out a brush. I'm not gonna be using any medium. The only medium I'm gonna be using is water. Perfect, thank you. Just want to make sure, because the last video I found that my voice was a bit muffled. All right, so let's start the drawing. First, we're going to start with our horizon a little bit. I'm using an 8x12. Yes, I did say 8x12, not 8x10. You find these at Michael's. I don't know why they have these special digital canvas, is what they call them. They're tailored to your phone screens. So I guess that's why they did it. Something new. I've tried it, and it's not too bad. Like I said, Michael's is the one that has those. So here's our horizon line, and we're gonna have this. The beach goes around like this a little bit, angled off. It's not gonna be a perfect drawing. I just need to know. Approximately where my landmarks are going to be. And there's some grasses back here. And let me see, we got a little pathway and it goes like this. All right. That's all the drawing that I need for now. Perfect, thank you. I'm glad the sound is good. All right. Use my big flat brush. Now, I was asked this question on my last painting, is how to stay loose. How do you like not, concentrate too much on detail? The secret to not creating too much detail in a painting, if you want to learn how to do that, start with small canvases like 8 by 8, 8 by 10. And it's almost like having an emergency backpack, right? And it's a small one. What are you going to carry in there? Only the most important parts, important things that are important to you, right? Same thing with painting. If you paint on a small canvas, it's going to train you to just, put whatever's important first, and not so much all the smaller details that really don't do much for the painting, okay? You just put what's important, what you want the viewer to see. So, same concept, basically. Hope that made sense. All right. And these paints, I must say, they cover pretty well. And if you want another trick, if you want your paint to last a little bit longer, like to stay wet a little bit longer, wet the back of the canvas. Okay, keep it saturated wet, and you will see that your paint will flow a lot easier. It's the humidity back there that just helps it, that helps it stay nice and moist. So let me see, now we're gonna have, gonna make a little bit of a orange color. Mix these two together, give it a transition color. That was too bright of a red. It's okay. Maybe a little hint of blue just to tone that down a little bit. This red is very powerful. Let me see. Maybe a little bit more. Go a little bit more reddish purple. I may do something up here after a while. I just don't want to see this sky too straight. I don't know why, something bothers me about that a little bit, but we'll see. All right, let's do the water. Well, let's see. Let's do just some ultramarine, maybe a little bit of yellow. Let me see, I have some cerulean blue here. Let's use that. Maybe a little bit of yellow. Okay, maybe towards the end of the session we'll add some waves or something. Okay, so let's start working on some of the grasses, and then I'm gonna start working on the sand a little bit. I just don't want to mix the two together. The problem is if I start with the sand right now, then the grass is gonna be too dark. I just want to, conserve the purity of the grass as far as the colors go, and not have anything mixed into it. So I'm gonna start with the darks here, the grasses, and then I'll work all the lighter colors surrounding. And then later on we'll go back to the sky and fix that. So for the grasses, let's start with a little bit, let me change brushes here, something a little bit smaller. Let me go with this. This is a number 4, flat. You like the sky? Great. All right, so let's go ultramarine blue, burnt umber, maybe a little bit of yellow. Make like a nice dark green. And if it's too dark, we could always lighten it up. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, we're not too concerned about perfection, okay? It's not the name of the game. I'm more about, likeliness of the picture of what I'm seeing than I am really of being accurate. Some red tones in here. Goes up like this. Let me show you the picture again. Okay. I'm using the corner of the brush and going up and down. Okay. Maybe a little bit more greener this time. Notice I'm using the same pile, mixing inside the same pile here. Because I am not too concerned about how bright the color is. I really want muted colors, okay? And by using muted colors, you're able to bring out more highlights into the painting. Some green here. See, now if this was in oils, I would not be able to do what I just did here. I'd have to be a little bit more calculating about where these colors go. Just some more grasses here, sparsely. Not parsley, sparsely. Ha 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 ha. Funny. Okay. Ooh, that was too much. There's some grasses here as well. Some darks down here. I see darks. All right, some orange color I see here. Let's do that. A little bit of red and yellow. Mix that together because I wanted like a subtle. Maybe that didn't look as subtle, but okay. Now there's some grasses back here I see. Notice I'm still painting in the same pile here. Okay, there's some grasses right in this sector right here. Goes up higher here. Something like that. Put some of this green here. All right. Actually, the grasses go a little bit higher. Here. All right. And notice I haven't started making all these little individual sea oats and all that. All right. Now let's start with the sand. A lot of the sand is in shadow. Actually, let me bring this beach a little bit further down. You have to constantly reevaluate your painting to make everything fit. And the reason why you just saw me put a little bit of red in there is to tone down that green. Because red and green are complements. So okay, just to give some hint of this green in here. Put some more water on my brush and continue down. All right. Let's work on the sand. So let me find a good color here. Let's make a little purple. Let's mute that down a little bit. It's quite different when you're on the spot painting and when you do it from a photograph. Sometimes, you know, it's advantageous because you like the colors that the photographs give, and sometimes it's not. Okay, so that's a little bit too high of a chroma. Try this. Better. Let's try that again. There you go. We'll stick with that for now. And this is just, remember, the base color, okay? Meaning, I may go back over this color with other, like, you know, highlights of this orange in here, you know, to show some places in the sand. So don't go haywire if you're like, uh-oh, this does not look good together. We're gonna make it look good. Maybe like you can see the sand here, maybe a little bit more blue. The beauty with acrylics is that you can autocorrect really fast. I know some of you were wondering, it's like, oh, did he give up on acrylics? No, I just haven't painted in oils in a long time, and I'm just trying to master it a little bit more. Just like I do with acrylics, I'm trying to do the same thing with oils. And the only way you do that is, I keep telling you guys, is just practice. You have to practice. If you don't practice, well, you know, it's going to take you a very long time to get proficient. So don't give up, just keep trying, keep going at it. Failure would only make you better at some point. Okay? Bonjour Jasmine. Enchanté. Okay. Apparently we have people from France watching, which is good. My native tongue. Let's put a little bit of red. This will be the shadow. Tone this down a little bit. Put some of the red highlights here. Okay, I know it looks a little bit different, but you got to adjust your picture here a little bit. You can't go completely 100% by the reference photo, okay? You got to make it work. And you could always add in towards the end what's missing. And you always can tailor the painting to your liking. Mix some of these colors together, not trying to be too careful, just like that. Gives you like a gradient of color. Okay. There you go. So basically right now I'm at a stage of just covering the canvas with all the colors, the approximate colors at that. Okay. Okay. There you go. Now we have our basic colors down. Okay. As you can see, it almost already looks okay, and we're not even there yet. This is the ugly stage. Laura, I've been painting for about, should I say, a little over 15 years. I started actually painting in oils, was the first thing. And then I graduated over to acrylics. Acrylics was not my favorite medium, I'll tell you that right off the bat. I used to hate acrylics, hate it, hate it, hate it. And then wouldn't you know, I learned how to paint, I kept practicing. It became my dominant medium. And now I'm just trying to, do oils a little bit more from time to time. So let's just see what we can do about the sky area, and then we're going to work our way down to the rest of the painting. So this is dry, okay? Let's see, let's put some clouds up here. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. And I'm just going to use the edge, the flat edge of my brush, okay? And I'm just going to do this number here. And I'm just twirling my brush around a little bit as well. Maybe a little bit more red, a little bit more yellow, maybe a little bit more blue. Yeah, acrylics are great. They are. They have their use for sure. Sometimes I will start a painting in acrylics and later on finish it in oils. Believe it or not. It all depends on what you want to do, If I want the softer look to the painting, I'm just experimenting with the sky here for a little bit. If I don't like it, I can always change it. And if I screw up, well, it just goes to show you that, you know, I'm not perfect. And it's happened before where I screwed up, like doing a live video, and I mean I screwed up the whole entire thing. I just changed it. All right, I know this guy doesn't look like nothing right now, but let's continue working on it. Actually, let's start. This is where it's going to get crazy. All right, let me see what I want to do. Yes, I've heard of Florida Highwaymen. I sure did. They're part of my inspiration for painting Florida scenes. Also, there's this great artist out there. I got to give him credit because he's indirectly my mentor. Who I learned acrylics from was Roger Bansemer. You guys can find him online. Really, really nice guy. Great teacher as well. And it's where I learned my acrylics, how to paint with acrylics. And he's the one who gave me really the confidence to continue with acrylics, because I was really about to give up on acrylics until I learned his loose style of painting. And it really changed things for me a little, you know. Don't like that color. All right. Let me fix this. Like I said, it's going to happen. I knew something was going to happen. But you know what? That's what you know, you learn. You learn from mistakes. If you haven't made a mistake, you haven't learned. Let's see, I gotta fix this really badly. Okay, it's starting to look like something. Just goes to show now. I just got to figure this out here because I did mess up a little bit, to be honest. I didn't do it on purpose to show you guys, but it is what it is. Now I just got to fix it. And that's where acrylics come in. You could just paint right over it quickly. I think I got a little too confident in the colors here. And so now I'm just going to start doing some blending here. I'm doing this quick because while the paint is still semi wet and moist, this would be the time to blend some of these colors. And I'm trying to talk at the same time. And if I don't like it, you know what I'm going to do? Go over it in oils when it's done. Who knows? Just bear with me. I'm trying to fix this hot mess that I created. All right. Yeah, I had to resolve this problem badly. It was a bad mistake that I made. So, you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. It was a mistake for sure. Let's give ooh, this might be nice. Maybe a little bit more. If it got into the water a little bit, it doesn't matter, it's all right. So I'm almost doing like a dry brush technique here. My brush is barely like just moist. Let me add a little bit more red to this. Let's see, let's put some I'm trying to do this really quick. That's why you guys see me painting quick. I don't want to take too much of your time. So I'm just going to paint fast. Okay, I'm just making this up as we go because obviously you saw that this was not in the original picture, but we're going to make it. I'm going to dig myself out of this mess that I just created. All right, let's go. Let's see. Okay. All right, we'll keep that for now. Let's work on the beach side a little bit more. You like the vibrant sunset now? You like it better? You see, purely accidental. And I promise you, I did not do this on purpose to show you what, you know, what you can do. This was purely a mistake on my part. I got a little too overconfident with the colors, and that's what happened. I did it to myself. It's okay. You think something's going to work, and it doesn't always work out the way you want it to. So you make it work. That's why I say sometimes don't give up on a painting. Just, you know, if you just keep reworking it, eventually it'll come out to be something better than what you initially expected. All right. Now, let's put some waves here and there somewhere. Maybe that's too big. Let's use this. Let's see. Let's do some. Now remember, these waves are in quite the distance, so no need to be too, you know, too exact with them, all right? All you're doing is just giving an impression to the viewer that, oh, look, there are waves breaking back there. Yes. There you go. And if I want to get technical, I could add some darks between these waves here so you make it look like they're rolling, but that's next. Okay, so now let me put a little bit of orange on this beach here. All right, for the reflection of this of the clouds, oops, I'm gonna give some indication on the sand as well. So going about this same mix that I had earlier, let's go with this. Maybe a little bit more red. Let's go with a little bit cooler red. Add a little bit of blue. The reason I use the blue inside that orange is just to tone it down a little bit. I'm trying to find a comfortable position. I have the camera in the way here. Let me see. There you go. I'm just skipping around, skipping around, skipping around, skipping around. Skip, 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 skip. Yeah, even if I'm going over some of the work that I just did, I could always go back and fix this if I don't like it. What this does is it gives you like these little hills and valleys, peaks and troughs in the sand, you know. Just random, just randomly everywhere, just random. And I'm going fast about it. There you go. If I want to go back afterwards, I can go back. I'm just adding a little bit of water to smooth this out a little bit. I got water on my finger. Now, let me work out this sand a little bit more, do a little bit more. Let's see. Make like a dirty purple. Because what that's going to do is give me like a really grayed down purple. Maybe more white, perhaps. And I'm mixing it in the same pile, so I'll give it a nice transition. See? Just going back over randomly over what I just did, tone it down a little bit so it doesn't make way too vibrant. Acrylics, baby. Acrylics. Try doing that with oils right away. No siree. Okay. All right. And anyhow, this is not the focal point of the painting. So the background, I really don't care too much. Basically, where I'm going to have you focus a lot on is going to be this whole entire area. This is just by, you know, this is the background noise, basically. All right? That's all it is. Okay. Let's start working on some of this grass here. All right, let's see what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Let me look at this picture one more time. Okay. All right, so let's start adding a little bit of highlights here and there. Where's my fan brush? We're going to start working a little bit with the fan brush, and I'm going to show you what you can do. I can mix it up a little bit using fan brush and liner brush to do different varied effects, okay, of this grass here. So let's go something a little bit lighter. Maybe just a little bit of red to tone down this green. Oh, that was a little bit too much red. And I'm just using the corner of the brush. Just giving some, not everywhere, just mildly here and there. Just change the value of the color. Add a little bit more yellow if I want to. Oh, shit. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh. Boy, what is this turning out to be? My God. Okay. One more thing to fix. All right, that part's just going to be a little bit lighter. I'm going to let that dry and fix that in a minute. That sucked. Okay. Okay, let that dry a little bit. All right, so I changed the tone of that a little bit. Let's work on the sand itself. All right, let's get a flat brush, not flat, a round brush. Let me get a fatty real quick. That should work. Okay, let's go. All right. Yeah, you know, things like that happen. It sucks, but whatever. It is part of painting, you know. And see, by muting these colors, you could better see the highlights afterwards. If I didn't mute those colors, then I'm doing little C strokes this way. It's just I'm moving a little bit fast, okay? And I'm letting some of the base color show through. It's almost like little footsteps. Then I transition to a little bit more red on this side. Go in there a little bit here and there. See how much brighter? Because of the muted colors. Okay, boom. Some here. You know what, let's make it a little bit more on the purple side. Make a mixture of that dirty purple. Create some cavities. And what I mean by some cavities, just like some spots here and there. And you'll see that eventually the grass will go. Just go over what you just did. And it's okay, you know, it's going to mix together, that's fine. Let's do like a two-tier layer of grasses here. There you go. Knock down some of this. Okay. All right. Same thing here. Actually more blue. Just basically giving like some indications of, you know, peaks and troughs in the sand is what I'm doing. Basically, is all I'm doing is just expressing that. That's all. A little bit everywhere. There you go. And eventually I might go even with a brighter highlight here. All right, so, all right, this is better. I'm afraid to do with the fan brush on that. Let's just see what I'm going to do here. Spritz my paints a little bit. That's just water in there. That's just to add some of the darks. That's all it is, just adding darks here and there, because I'm going to put some light colors on top of that, and it'll, you know, it will just show through, you know. It'll help the lighter colors show through, basically. All right. There's some darks around here too, somewhere. Let me show you the picture again. Whoops. Just as a reference, you see there's some darks here, there's some darks there. And we're going to put some of the highlights to go through that. After a good part about acrylics, you could just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with your... I'm using the broad part of the brush and just doing this stroke, just like this, bring it down like that, like that, like that, like that. Just doing it really quick. There you go, just adding some darker areas. You could do that with a flat brush. You don't have to use a round brush to do this. It's just I prefer, you know. All right. Start adding some of the grasses. Let's start. And I used my fattest brush, and eventually I'm going to go to a smaller brush to do this. Basically right now it's just visual texture here and there. Visual texture. Let me even put some darks. Here and there. You know, I created a little problem for myself here. Hold on. It's all a process, folks. Believe it or not, it's all a process. Sometimes the process doesn't always go the way you want it to go, but you only got one option, and that's to work through it. Just adding some broad highlights here and there. Basically here what I'm doing is just glazing over what I just did, just to give a different effect of colors here. Okay, now, where's that brush? All right, let's start doing individual grasses. I really thin down the brush. And even though it looks like I'm adding just highlights right now, I can add darks as well in between them. You'll see. I'll probably have to show you that too. You see the background was just visual texture. That's all it was. Same thing here. You could always fix. All right, this brush is too fat for this. Where is my other brush? This is going to be like a rigger brush. Wet it down really good. There you go. Vary the colors as well. Don't make it all the same. And vary the angle at which the blades of grasses are growing. Some here, some straight up. And I'm going to show you something else afterwards when it's almost all done. I'm going to show you how I can glaze this. If I find an area to be too light, once the paint is dry, I could darken the masses at will. And this is how you create spacing between the blades. Notice like they're all here in one plane, but now I'm going to show you like there are different planes of grasses. So I'm like using dark colors and going right outside my boundaries of the grasses and just adding darks. You see, just like that. Now it's a little bit more convincing, a little bit less of a 2D feeling. I keep my brush very moist. Do some longer ones. That just shows perspective, like, you know, like you're really close. You're really close to that sand dune, and these grasses are high. Because if they were so short, then, you know, it doesn't look. This is going to be like the main focus. So I just want you to focus more on the elegance of this sand dune. I'm holding the brush closer to the canvas like this, almost like at a 15-degree angle, lightly, not putting too much pressure on it. Make some darker ones. And make sure your brush stays nice and wet. Some others here. And there's going to be some highlighted ones as well. Just because I'm doing darks does not mean that's the end of it. Do some over here. Thank you guys for staying up that late to watch the video. I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you for the support. It's cool of you. Thank you all, as a matter of fact, for watching, taking the time. Okay, now for some highlighted grass. Hope you guys can see this on the screen. Not every bits of grass is going to be highlighted, just some of them. Just to give like an essence. It's like a transition, you know. Sometimes I just do the tips of the grasses. And notice I don't start from the bottom and all the way up. I just start like, you know, from a mid-ground. Let me see if I could get like a more pure yellow. Really have that sun hitting. There you go. Look at that. And put them on different planes, okay? Don't put it all, you know, all on top and then, you know, some all on the bottom. Just zigzag up and down, different on different planes. Because remember, in nature, not everything's so symmetric. You know, I've seen it's a common mistake that people make is put everything on the same plane, and it just does not look right. You have to vary what planes they're on. Let me just. It's like almost the sun is hitting those tops. And then, you know, put little clumps together to give that realistic feel to it. There you go. Let me do something about here. I don't want to give too much importance over here, but let's do something about that. This little guy over here is lonely. It's like saying, where's my due? I deserve to be seen. I deserve it. Yes, you do, my friend. Let me do some darks. Offset some of these grasses here, because what I was talking about being on an even plane, look, this does not look very natural. So let me just put some grasses to offset some of this, break down some of these lines. Okay. Let's put some Tu veux faire quoi?
Oh, don't pull your eyebrows. Non. Oh. Tu vas aller demain? Je sais pas.
Put some of these sea oats.
I'll go today.
J'ai presque fini. What I'm doing right now is just putting the darks for some of the sea oats here, because I'm going to put some highlights on them in a minute. Okay. All right, now let's put some highlights on these sea oats. I'm gonna make it like kind of orangey. Color. Make them like golden color a little bit. So now we're going to put the highlights. There you go. Let's put some here. In the grass, there's some here.
Hi everybody.
That was my lovely wife, Sophie. She says hi. All right. Let me put some oranges. Let me make like a nice bright golden highlight here. All right. Didn't turn out too bad, did it? What do you guys think so far? I'm going to darken this up a little bit here. All right, let me darken some areas a little bit. Ultramarine blue, maybe a little bit more burnt. Umber. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm making this mixture like really wet. So, and then do this with my hand, you see? Some spots, not everywhere. You see? Just like that. Just glazing, basically. Some here. Use my finger, wipe it off. Same here. You see? I just darkens things up a little bit. So if you find that some places are like way too light, just go back over it with like a glaze of dark. You notice how very liquidy it is. And just a few strokes and wipe it off. Don't let it sit there. Just use your hand. And see how the difference now? So it's going to let some of the highlights show through and let some of the darks. What that's going to just create depth, like forward, backward, forward, backward. That's what it's going to do. Okay? There you go. All right, let me finish one more thing, and then I think we could call this painting done. I want to fix this down here a little bit. Turned out fabulous. You like it? I'm glad you love it. Thank you very much. It really means a lot that you guys like the painting. And really, you know, I did not take a lot of my time. I was trying to make this painting really fast and try to get a lot of information to you at the same time. I know it's late in some places, but I just wanted to show you like various techniques. I did not intend on the sky, you know, that was a mistake on my part, but you know, we worked it out. There you go. Let me put that highlight back here. First, I got to fix one more thing. I just wanted to fix this part right here. Some highlights here. Okay. Let's give it some bright highlight. Let's use a thinner brush. What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? All right, highlights. In the sand. I'm making little C's like this because just to show you know that their sand has contours. Some here. Let's go with some pure yellow. All right, well, what do you guys think? They turn out all right? Not too bad, huh? For something that's done a little bit quickly, but you know, I tried the best that I can to make this painting really fast for you. Well, let's throw a bird in there somewhere. Let's give it some life. Let's give it some life. Let's see, what do we have? Let me get a liner brush. I don't want to put the birds like right in the middle, so I'm going to offset them either here or there. But the problem is if I do it here, I just separate things, and I don't want to. I want to clump everything like in one particular area. So let's see. Let's white, maybe a little bit of cerulean blue in it, or even ultramarine blue, doesn't matter, I guess. Load up the brush really nicely. Let's do small birds. Put one in here somewhere. All right, I think I achieved everything that I needed to show you as fast as I can show it to you. So I guess it's time to just sign my name and call it. Let me see. Tell you the truth, I'm gonna tell you right now, I was sweating when I messed up on the sky. I was like, oh no, not again on live video. I was like, this is gonna suck. But I'm glad it turned out. It's not easy talking and painting at the same time. I promise you that. Now I know what the ones who taught me how to paint online, I could see what they were going through. It's not till you do it. All right. And here we go. Do you guys approve? What do you think? So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Please do hit the like and subscribe button. You're really helping me out when you do that, because it changes YouTube's algorithm, and it shares it among other people, and others will see it. And I could do more videos. I try the best that I can to do this for you guys, and that's all I ask is just if you could just do that for me and share it with your friends. It really helps me out. And I will try and get more videos out for you guys, and also don't forget, hit the notification button, because when you do that, then when I'm on live or I'm doing something, you'll know right away, like, hey, Kareem is on right now, you might want to watch this. Ta-da! And you'll get notified. So that's the importance of the notification, the subscribe button, and the like button. Crunch it, and I thank you guys so much for staying with me. Love you all. Like I said, leave in the comments, and I will leave in the description where you can buy these tri-art paints. Okay, I'll leave a link in the description, and you can go and check it out for yourself. By the way, in Canada, they don't call it heavy body like we do in the United States. They say high viscosity. That's what they use. And if you see 5 stars on the bottle, in the United States, the light fastness. If you see 5 stars, usually in the United States, that means it's not the greatest pigment. It's not light fasted. It's not that great. But in Canada, apparently works the opposite way, and I let the rep know, because I actually checked each one of the pigments that were used in here on all the paints, and they were using high quality pigments. And I compared it to some of my other professional heavy body paints, and they're actually 1 or 2 star light fastedness. So I called one of the reps representing the company. I told them that maybe they should talk to somebody up there and change the ratings for the American standards, so that people don't get put off by when they see light fastedness. It makes it look like it's a low end paint, but it's not. It's actually heavy pigmented, and the colors are really nice and crisp. And I really fell in love with these paints here. So just in case you want to try them out. So once this video is over, what's going to happen, I won't be able to answer any questions right away, because the video apparently takes time to load. But once it's loaded by tomorrow, all your questions that you may have, I'll be able to answer them for you. So let me go see through the chat, see if anything that you've asked and I have not answered. Okay. I think I've pretty much answered a lot of questions from what I see here. Okay. Yeah, I think I answered pretty much every question. But if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I'm very good at answering everybody's questions, and I will do so for you. Again, thank you guys. Love you all. I hope you all have a great weekend, and stay safe. Have a good day or evening.